In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you the 3 biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to prediabetes and type 2 diabetes and what you can do instead. Let's dive in. So picture this. You're at your doctor's office and you just got your blood test results. You take a look at them and you find that your blood sugar levels are higher than you thought they were going to be. And so you panic. And then your doctor walks in and they talk about all the complications related to type 2 diabetes and how you must lower your blood sugar levels and you must lower them as soon as possible. And you panic even more. So the first thing you do when you get home is you pull out your laptop and you start researching online, desperately looking for a solution to help you get rid of this problem as soon as possible. And as you're looking online, you get all of this different conflicting advice and so many different solutions that pop up. And now you're confused. Ooh! What on earth should you do? Should you do intermittent fasting? Should you cut out all your carbohydrates? Should you go on a very low-calorie diet? What about trying the low-fat diet? Maybe the Mediterranean diet? Should I lose weight? Should I cut out all the fruits from my diet? Maybe I should go vegan. What about the 5-2 diet? And then all of a sudden, you get an idea. But what about trying the most common thing that everybody does? Cut out all the carbs from my diet. And so tomorrow's Monday and you get started on your mission. Monday arrives, you reach the end of the day, everything's gone so well and so smoothly. This was a lot easier than you thought it was going to be. It's an absolute success. Day 2 arrives, it's going really well. Actually, you're wondering at this point, do I even need to have carbohydrates in my diet? You're feeling full, you're actually enjoying the food that you're having. Brilliant. Day 3 arrives, even better. At this point, you hop on the scales and you find that you've lost a little bit of weight and you're feeling on top of the world. You cannot wait to go to your doctors and have a look at those new blood test results. But then day 3 arrives and you've had a horrible night's sleep. You've been tossing and turning all night, going back and forth to the bathroom, and you just feel absolutely exhausted. You drag yourself to work and you have a horrible boss. It keeps piling on work and stressing you out. And finally the day is over and you walk back home and it decides to rain and pour. You're back home, soaking wet. The dishes are piled up. The room is a mess. Why can't anybody ever help with the house stuff? And all you can think about is all those carbohydrates that you haven't had in a while. And finally you say, sod it, I've had a horrendous day. What's a chocolate going to do? So you grab a chocolate and all of a sudden you feel so relaxed. You can taste every single bite of that chocolate. It's divine. And you just feel so good. And all of a sudden it's dinner time. And you're thinking, well, maybe I should go for that low-carb salad. But then you're thinking, well, I just had this incredible chocolate. I've just ruined the whole thing anyways. I might as well enjoy more. And so you end up ordering burgers and fries and desserts and you go all out and you enjoy all of it. But then at the end, you feel absolutely horrible. You're wondering, why can you accomplish every other thing in your life, but this thing is just so difficult to get over? And then a couple weeks go by, maybe even a few months, you get another blood test results and your blood sugar levels are still high, and then you go back online looking for the next solution. You accept that the carb thing didn't work for you, so now you try intermittent fasting. But the truth is, none of these solutions work, and you end up in this never-ending cycle that goes on and on while your blood sugar levels are rising and rising. And so what's the solution? Well, the solution is to finally break the cycle. These cookie cutter diets, they don't work. Let me tell you why. Why we eat what we eat is so much more complex than we think it is. It's based on so many different factors. It's based on our culture, our traditions, our religion, our preferences, our budget, the people we live with, what our partner likes to eat, what our parents like to eat, our children, our emotions, our habits, our genetics, our metabolism, economic status, and so much more. And so when we try to follow a diet that doesn't take all of these factors into account, it's just never sustainable. And so the trick is to take your own diet and make small tweaks to it that can help you achieve the results that you want to achieve in a sustainable way, and most importantly, in an enjoyable way as well. Let's move on. What's mistake number 2? Mistake number 2 is going on a very low-calorie diet. So this tends to happen when people are panicking, wanting to bring down their blood sugar levels as quickly as possible. So they go on these very low restrictive diets. But what they don't know is that when you go from one extreme to another, so let's say 3,000 calories to 800 calories, your brain can't tell the difference between you voluntarily going on a diet and you actually physically starving. And your brain wants to protect you. So it's going to switch on survival mode. It's going to increase your hunger levels, your stress levels and cravings. It's trying to save you until you feel completely out of control and you eat everything in front of you and you go all out until you regain all the weight that you lost, and then you feel absolutely terrible and ashamed and your blood sugar levels rise. The cycle goes on and on and on. But the thing is, not only do these diets not work, but they also have the opposite effect. They make you gain weight. Let me explain. So you start off with your baseline weight. You go on a crash diet and yay, you've lost lots of weight. You're very excited. You're very happy about it. But then the brain switches on that survival mode and then you feel that loss of control, very hungry, you eat everything in front of you. But this time, instead of going back to your original weight, it's going to push that weight a little bit higher. Because your brain is thinking, well, I have just been through a traumatic experience. I have just been through starvation. I don't know when this is going to happen again. So I'm going to make sure that I equip myself with all the ammunition that I need. So next time this happens, I'm ready to tackle it. So it's going to hold on to all the calories that you've eaten and its body, and you're going to have to fight really hard to get rid of those calories. And so you end up with a higher baseline weight. But you don't know this. And now you've gained all this weight again, and now you want to lose it as quickly as possible. So you go on another crash diet, lose a little bit of weight, and then the cycle goes on and on and on. And then you end up on the scales feeling absolutely miserable with this new high baseline weight that you can't seem to shift. And you're wondering what on earth is happening. You're putting all of this effort and you're getting the opposite results. So mistake number 2 is to avoid all of these very low calorie diets. They just don't work. Mistake number 3. Before we move on to mistake number 3, I'm going to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Tara. I'm a diabetes specialist dietitian. I have years of experience working with hundreds of patients living with both type 2 diabetes and prediabetes in both the public and the private sector. My work has been recognized this year and I've won an award by Diabetes UK, so I'm very proud of that. I live with my husband in the UK, actually by the sea in Brighton. We've moved here from London recently, and I have a very strong passion to help as many people as possible achieve diabetes remission or prevent diabetes altogether. So let's dive into mistake number 3. So many people tend to be so hyper-focused on carbohydrates that they forget that there's an elephant in the room. That's saturated fats. Let me explain. So the first thing people do when it comes to managing type 2 diabetes and prediabetes is they cut out all their carbohydrates. So they'll cut out the potatoes, the bread, and the rice. But then what they'll do instead is they'll add in the red meat, the bacon, the sausages, and all of these saturated fats. And so what happens is they end up with high cholesterol levels. Now the thing about high cholesterol levels is that it's completely related to your blood sugar levels. So the higher your cholesterol levels, the higher your blood sugar levels. So you end up with not only one problem to solve, but 2. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know in the comments below.